Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Topeka Police Chief Chris Vallejo. Thank you for being here today as we unveil a new tool that will enhance public safety, not only for the Topeka community, but for our neighboring communities across Northeast Kansas. But before I continue, I want to say thank you and good afternoon to all the elected officials and appointed officials, Topeka, federal, state, folks that are here in attendance. Thank you for this being in attendance today and supporting our efforts. In 2022, Senator Jerry Moran contacted the Topeka Police Department to discuss whether there were programs or initiatives that would enhance our ability to serve the community. Through internal assessment and conversations with officers and command staff, the department identified a critical operational need: a hazardous device truck. This capability addresses a documented gap in hazardous device response and enhances officer safety, public safety, and regional preparedness. This more than $350,000 investment significantly strengthens our ability to safely respond to incidents involving hazardous materials, potential explosives, and other high-risk situations our officers may encounter in the field. Most importantly, it allows us to manage those threats while reducing risk to officers, first responders, and the public. We received notification of the award in 2023, and after the vehicle was built and outfitted, we officially placed it into service in August of this year. Since then, the hazardous device truck, sometimes referred to as the bomb truck, has strengthened our preparedness posture and expanded our operational readiness for high-risk incidents. While it serves the city of Topeka, this capability expands well beyond our city limits. The hazardous device truck is integrated into our regional response framework and is available to support law enforcement agencies throughout Northeast Kansas when requested. It also supports joint training, planning, and preparedness efforts, reinforcing our shared commitment to regional cooperation and public safety readiness. I want to personally thank Senator Moran for his continued support of law enforcement agencies across Kansas. Investments like this, made possible through federal partnership, allow departments to enhance safety, modernize capabilities, and better protect both officers and the communities that we serve. At this time, it is my honor to welcome United States Senator Jerry Moran. Chief.
I'm really pleased to be here with you, Chief. Nice to get acquainted. When we started, it was a previous chief, and the leadership continues, and I'm very appreciative of that. Mayor, it's an honor to be here with you. Thank you for your service to the community, to the city of Topeka, and in support of law enforcement, as I know comes naturally to you. And I'm pleased to be in the community and glad to try to be of help in the circumstances that our law enforcement officials face across the state of Kansas. Back in the day in which there was, at least in some quarters, this suggestion that we should defund the police, we decided to use our position. I chair a committee that appropriates for federal law enforcement and responsible in many ways. That's the FBI, DEA, ATF, and U.S. Marshals. And also a number of local law enforcement grants are funded through that committee. And the then ranking member and ultimately chairman, and I've been ranking member and chairman of that subcommittee as well, Jeanne Shaheen, the former governor of New Hampshire, and I decided that's not true. She is. She's the former governor of New Hampshire. Thank you. Excuse me. The former governor of New Hampshire and I decided that our committee was going to do something different than was the talk of the day. We were going to find ways to be supportive of law enforcement, under the belief, still held today, that additional resources beyond what are sometimes available locally mean that our law enforcement officers are safer and the community is safer. And I think what the goal is to try to make certain that the right tools with the right personnel are there when the call is required, when the need is there. And so we're delighted about this vehicle, its capability of serving not only Topeka but the region. I'm pleased with what I heard the chief say about its mission and capabilities. So congratulations. We started down this path about 3 years ago here for the city of Topeka. And in that 3-year period that we've been attempting to be helpful to local law enforcement, law enforcement in Kansas has received more than $30 million of our congressionally designated spending to local police departments and county sheriff's departments in circumstances similar to what we're able to celebrate today. And in that goal of making sure that those who serve us are well cared for, protected, and defended. So thank you to all of you who are law enforcement officials. Thank you for the safety and security that we enjoy in Kansas as a result of your service. And Chief and Mayor, thank you very much for the opportunity to be with you in Topeka today to celebrate another development that's good news for the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Moran. At this time, I would like our own Mayor, Mike Padilla, to come to the podium, and if you'd love to say a few words, we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon. I won't take a lot of time because I know that I do, as well as a lot of people out here, want to see the inside of this truck. They want to get a look at what we're able to bring to Topeka. And I want to thank the Senator again because, you know, he talked about relationships, and those relationships are long-standing. And Senator Moran has been a frequent visitor to Topeka, and it's always enjoyable to talk with him. We joke because he says when he comes, he brings opportunity for us, and that's important for all of Kansas. If you're going to represent the state, if you're going to represent this city and the rest of the citizens of this state, you need to be a familiar face. And Senator Moran has been that, and he has always been a supporter of law enforcement. You know, I am still so very proud of my career with the Topeka Police Department, and it has been a pleasure to see it evolve as the needs of the community evolve, and for it to keep pace with the technical skills, but with the training that really says over and over again that we do our best to provide the best personnel in the Topeka Police Department to serve our community. This will just be a tool that they can use, but the most important piece are our officers, obviously. So to have them supported by the Senator, it is extremely appreciated by this community, and I thank him again. I hope you have an enjoyable weekend. Look forward to a great Christmas, and let's take some time to look at this piece of equipment that the federal government has helped us obtain. Thank you very much.
Thanks again, Mr. Mayor. At this time, we'll address any questions. If you have any specific tailored questions about the logistics or the operational processes, I've got some experts behind me. We can do this here, or we can do it afterward. But I'm open to questions at this point.
Yeah, I guess you mentioned it's hazardous waste involved, Bob. I just asked what the use case for this besides, I mean, farm trucking, it's kind of self-explanatory, but other use cases.
Let me bring Sergeant Jimmy Moore up to the podium to answer specific use cases. Yes, Jimmy.
So a lot of what we do has to deal with what's called energetic material. Energetics have a commercial purpose, but they can also be exploited for criminal use. So probably the number one thing that people recognize is fireworks. Fireworks are used a lot in celebrations. They're used in 4th of July events. Those fireworks can be used to, I guess, help facilitate nefarious purposes. So, but also, if somebody was to say purchase more fireworks than they didn't know what to do with them, they could easily call us. We would come out, we would safely dispose of them. One of our big responses that we do every year is ammunition. A lot of people purchase ammunition and for whatever reason they don't shoot it, so it ends up in somebody's basement. Maybe a loved one passes away. The ammunition is then collected, taken for disposal. Another one that we get a lot of calls on is what's called ERWs, which is explosive relics of war, which would be anything that maybe somebody from the military would brought home as some kind of war trophy. Turns out that maybe that person passes away, a family member finds it, we get called to go make sure that it's dealt with and rendered safe. So this would primarily be some of the most, I guess, notable uses of the vehicle.
Chief, I'm not a member of the press, but I'd ask the chief a question that you all could answer is, explain to me and perhaps to them how this is of value to other communities. I assume that this device, this capability doesn't exist most places in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. This area is unique. We regionally partner with a lot of our outside agencies that don't have quite the resources. So it's not uncommon to collaborate on things such as crime prevention, hazardous truck devices, and things like that, to have them here locally and of course available regionally from anywhere from Manhattan to Lawrence, wherever it is we're needed. That's a partnership that's by being all one together, we're stronger that way in this region. So that's the wonderful thing about this truck, is that we can share it.
Gotcha.
What was the older truck you what you were there respond to? Was it the
It was a, you might have seen it driving around town. It was a old black Ford F-350. It did not have the working area in the back. It was literally just so that we could store equipment and transport it. The big issue with that is a lot of the equipment has a significant dollar amount attached to it, and we want to make sure we be good stewards of the taxpayer dollars. So to keep that equipment in a specific place where it's not going to get damaged or broken, and then that way it's also not out of service, so it needs to be used. So there was a lot of logistical problems, operational security problems with the old platform, but we had to make sure that we used it up until we could get approval for this asset. So,
Thank you.
yes, sir.
All right. If there are no more questions, I want to say once again, thank you, Senator Moran, and thank you for your efforts and cooperation, and we hope for continued collaboration and partnership in the future. Thank y'all.
The chief just lobbied me for more money sometime soon. That's what I heard.
Hey,